Okay, so now I want to talk about Git branches and merging branches. So here is my project. As it stands right now, I have these commits right there. I can go view those commits locally. And here they are, 9C6. You see the numbers match. And the other thing I want to show you is another different way of viewing the log with the git lg command that I created. It's basically the same thing, right? Except now each commit is in one line like that. You see 9A, 9A, 59, 59. So it's just more succinct. You will remember if you look at my home.gitconfig file, you will see where I define lg to be just log -- color -- branches -- remotes, etc. So you can cut and paste that, or here's another one, git l. It's very similar. Doesn't have this stuff here, which is just colors. So when I look at git lg, you can see this is the first commit ever, and then time goes up in this case. So second commit, third commit. The first one here then is my most recent commit. And notice that this one has extra stuff here. So what this is telling me is that the master branch points to this commit. So in Git, a branch is simply a pointer to a commit. The commit is a copy of the whole repository and has a pointer back to its parent commit. A branch is simply a pointer to a commit. That's all. So right now, this is telling me master is pointing to this commit. Head is whatever I'm looking at in the file system right now. So right now, head is pointing to master. It's a pointer to a pointer. And origin, you will remember, is GitHub. In our case, is our remote repository. So this one is telling me that my copy of the master branch that is at GitHub is also currently pointing to this commit. So let's make another commit to see how these things change. I'm going to start up my text editor on the README file. And it says third point, fourth point. I'm going to save that. And add it to the staging area. It's there. Commit that message, and I just added the fourth point. So add fourth point should be a good commit message. And git status tells me that everything looks good, and git lg now shows how things have changed. So I have my new commit at fourth point here. This is the commit itself, 44.6. And now the master branch is pointing to this new commit. So the master branches are pointers that move automatically. That because I was in the master branch, as I am, because I only have one branch yet, and I made a commit, the master branch automatically moved to point to that new commit. And similarly, the head also moves to point to where the master is, as it was before. The origin master stayed the same, right? Because we have not pulled from GitHub, and nothing has changed in GitHub. So this GitHub is still pointing to 9C6. And you can see that obviously nothing has changed in GitHub because we haven't pushed anything. So that's where things stand right now. Okay, let's create a new branch. We can create a new branch with the git branch command and just give it a new branch name. I'm going to call it Bob. Why not? So usually you would call it like a feature name. Git lg, and you see Bob, our new feature branch, is immediately pointing to our most current commit. So by default, when you do create a new branch, it's going to start pointing at whatever commit you're at. So there it is. And I am still, though, on the master branch. So if I type in git status, it tells me I am on the master branch. And also you can see my command line here. Prompt tells me that I'm on master. To change branches, I type git checkout and then the branch name. So to go to the Bob branch, I check out Bob, and now my prompt change in git status also tells me, oops, that I am in the Bob branch. Of course, they're both pointing to the same commit. They're both exactly the same right now, but let's change that. So let's go back to Emacs here, and I'm in the Bob branch. So I'm going to say Bob added this, or added in Bob. Added this change in Bob branch. So I'm going to add that change in the branch of Bob. I can do a Git Diff to see what has changed, and it tells me, effectively I added that line, and I'm going to commit it. So git add -all, git commit message change in Bob's branch. Git. I do git lg. Now it's showing me this. So it's telling that Bob is pointing to that Bob branch. The master branch is pointing there. Let's add another one. Let's make another change on the Bob branch. Another Bob change. Save it. Now we can see the other change. So we have, this is in the Bob branch. This is this one is in the master branch. So if I go do git checkout master, or well, let me first show you the README file here. It's got those two changes. I go git checkout master branch, and then I look at the README file again. Is the old one. So you see, whenever I change branches, it just changes all the files to match whatever is there. So let's go back to Bob, and let's say this is a feature branch. Oops. CO is short for checkout. So I'm in the Bob branch, and I want to push this to GitHub. So I can, if I want to push the Bob branch or whatever branch I'm on to GitHub, I just type git push. Now, the first time you do this, it's not going to work. It's going to give you this message says, to push the current branch and set the remote branches option, use that. And basically, you're just telling it that Bob here is going to be called Bob at GitHub, which is what you want pretty much every time. So you do that the first time, and now it pushed the Bob branch to GitHub. Now, when I go to GitHub, see right now it just shows master, but then I reload the page. And then it will show me the Bob branch. And I can switch back and see the Bob branch has all these changes. And the master branch doesn't have them. I can also go here to graphs, network, and I can see the graphical representation of the changes. So you see master, those things happen in master, and these things happen in Bob. So let's go to master and add another change on the master branch. I'm going to go to git, check out the master branch, and I'm going to change my program. I'm going to change a different file, the program.file. I'm going to say change in master branch. Save that. I'll do Git Diff. I can see that indeed I changed that file. I'm going to add it, commit it. Changed in master. And then I'm going to push the master branch to GitHub. And then when I reload my network, you'll see that, yep, sure enough, there's a new commit here. And these commits are in my feature branch, my Bob branch. Okay, let's say Bob was something that we were doing, and now I want to merge, right? So the master branch was moving along with other people's changes, and I was working on my feature in the Bob branch. So I made these changes. I want to now merge these changes into the master branch. How do I do that? That's where the Git Merge comes in. So I'm going to go I'm on the master branch here, and I want to merge in my Bob branch. So I'm going to type in Git Merge Bob. And it's going to tell me, this is the default merge commit comment. It just says merge branch Bob. That's fine. Just save it. And boom. So whenever you do a merge, it's going to create a merge commit. And if you look at the Git log now, you can see the merge commit here. So this is the merge commit I just did, which is merges branch Bob. And the merge commit, unlike all the other commits, the merge commit has two parents. It has this parent here from the Bob branch, and it has this other parent here, B126, from the master branch. That's it. I can then push that change over to GitHub. It's going to push that merge commit. When I reload the page, you'll see that now master points to that. So what this did, under with the merge is, if you look at the actual files, the prog has the changes from the master branch, and then the README, if I look at the README file, it has all the changes from the Bob branch. So it just merges all the changes from both branches into the master branch. And that's how the merge works, right? So when I look at Git log here, hopefully you'll notice that this graph here is the same as this graph here, going from the bottom up, while this one is going from the left to right, but otherwise they are exactly the same graph. This one is pointing to master here. So at this point, now I have the Bob branch has been merged into the master branch. And if I do Git branch merge, it tells me all the branches that have been merged into master. So the star here tells me I'm currently a master. Because Bob is here, it's telling me that Bob has already been merged into the master branch, as we saw here. Remember, a branch is just a pointer to a commit. So all the changes associated with Bob, namely 31 and B1, these two commits here, or these three commits, these two commits, 7F and 31, have been incorporated into the master branch because of this merge commit. So the Bob branch can be deleted now, and you won't lose any work. So we can delete the Bob branch at this point. It's a git branch -- delete Bob to delete the branch, and it's deleted. Type in git log, it's gone. But that only deletes it, the local Bob branch. We still have the Bob branch that we pushed to GitHub. You can see if we go back to GitHub here, we reload, Bob is still there. Also, you can go to code here, see branches. They got two branches, and then there's Bob right there. So we can delete it by just clicking there. And so reload the page and it's gone. You could also delete it from here, because it's still showing my tracking branch here. You don't have to do this, but if I wanted to delete the Bob branch at GitHub from here, I could type in Git Push origin -- delete and Bob. So it says I can't delete it because I already deleted it.